Okay, Tuesday, 4th of March, 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Travel Tuesday. Travel, explore. Why I would travel to North Korea. And it's nicely nuanced. Yes, I understand the risk and the strictness and the guided tour and propaganda and all the rest. But you're looking at it too much on the surface and not going deeper into the nuances, but more into the weeds. I would go there because, one, it's a very unique place to visit. You could say this is a bit of dark tourism, really. Dark tourism. It's a unique place to visit, a unique part of the world, culture, society, government, place to see, and with own eyes. Not so much on the TV or on social media, because that's going to have a veneer, a twist, a bias. To see things, principle now is an important principle, to see things with our own eyes and to touch things with our own hands, that's powerful. That gives you unique perspectives that all this over here may not have thought about, conceived, considered, overlooked, you name it. To see things with your own eyes, to see Pyongyang with your own eyes, will be completely different from to see it in the videos. That's powerful. You will see things that they may overlook. And then you could also say, in terms of human history, the status quo won't be as it is forever. Everything, as a principle, everything comes to an end. I did a video about this where everything around us will one day be in a landfill site. And you can extrapolate that outwards to say, one day this country, whichever country, will not be as it is today. One day this country will break up. One day those two countries will join together. This one will be annexed. So things don't last forever. One day, for example, YouTube will go bankrupt. So will Google. So will Amazon. So will Apple. It will go bankrupt one day. It might be in 100 years from now, but it will go bankrupt one day. It will cease to exist as we know it today. You pick a name. Microsoft will one day go bankrupt. Again, it could be 50 years, it could be 20 years, it could be 60, 80, 100 years. Who knows? It could be 200 years. General Electric were not always in the Dow Jones 100. The Dow Jones, I'm sure it is. They were for a long time, but not anymore. And the companies that were in the Dow Jones 100 years ago, 99% of them, the vast majority, are not today and or gone. So it's a question of, do these things while it's possible, while you can, to see it while possible. It won't last forever. And then also you could say, I did a video about this as well, the balls of steel. You want to do X or Y or Z in life, so go out and do it, go out and achieve it, go out and have it, build it, create it, attain it. If you want X or Y or Z, or what's better, going out and doing it, or sat at home twiddling your thumbs and thinking about it and daydreaming about it. There we are, that's the choice. As a fundamental principle in life, that's the choice. Fair enough. And I think also it'd be very unique as well. Of course, follow the rules, yes. And it'd be a guided tour, yes. And I can't help but think it'd be cool to befriend the tour guide in general. Fair enough, just the nuances and logistics. And I also think that dark tourism is a very cool, unique thing as well. Now, I've not really done much of that in general, but it's nice to go to these more off the beaten track, these unique places in the world, unique corners. This is kind of why I went to Ireland, some unique corners of Ireland that I visited. Unique places in Scotland or England, you name it. Just nice to go somewhere that's less common, less mainstream. I did a video about that as well, actually. Being a little bit out of touch and being a little bit out of the mainstream. It's quite important not to get sucked into it too much, but not to be too far out of it so it's too extreme, too weird, too wacky. But just the right amount of balance between mainstream and out of it to get a good balance, to get to understand the world as it is and what's happening, but then also not to be too involved in it, not to be too enveloped by what's happening. Very important. And also, fundamentally, the more challenging the adventure is, I did a video about this as well, the more challenging the adventure is, the more you'd learn. Going down the road to the post office, not very much. Going down that way to the corner shop, it doesn't take much to organise, nor will you see much. But going on the other side of the world, circumnavigating the world over 80 days, You'll learn a lot. You'll see a lot. You will change in ways you can't fathom, can't imagine, can't believe. And of course, if you're clever, you're smart, you're thinking ahead, you're planning, taking precautions, it reduces the chance of having problems. Makes sense. Take precautions. Insurance. I did a video about this as well, actually. When I was in Ireland talking about insurance and travel insurance, car insurance specifically, and the peace of mind it brings, perfect. Fewer problems down the road. Makes sense. It's all logistics, all planning ahead. And the more long-term thinking you are, the better. He who has the longest time horizon wins. Powerful stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be a unique experience. A unique experience, a unique place to go. And it doesn't have to be political. It's just travel, seeing things with my own eyes. That's very important in life. As I said, social media can say whatever it wants, and there'll be all kinds of biases and skews, but to see this thing, no matter what it is, Stonehenge, Ben Nevis, you pick a place, John O'Groats, Land's End, by seeing it, by actually being there, is infinitely more valuable than watching pictures and videos, as a first principle. But then also the adventure itself of being there, organising. I did a video about this as well, that travel logistics is a nice puzzle. It's a nice, fun puzzle to have to organise these things, of planning the dates and the paperwork and document and visas and all this documentation, applications, all this stuff. Yeah, it's paperwork. I understand completely, bureaucracy, but it has a definitive goal, has a definitive means to it, has a definitive end. You do all this paperwork up front, pay all the fees, and then you can enjoy things later on. When I went to Ireland, for example, I organised everything ahead of schedule. 3 flights, 5 Airbnbs, 2 car rentals, and 1 train ticket. Perfect. Because then, delayed gratification, when I get there, I just hop on to the next thing. I just move on to the next part. No paperwork needed, well, so to speak, nothing needed, just sign and go, done. It has a definitive end to it. So it's nice. And the more challenging it is, the more unique it is, paperwork, documents, you name it, the more you grow. 3 flights, 5 Airbnbs. Okay, you need to get the dates, locations, the routes. Perfect. And the more thought out it is, the better it is overall. Yes. So that it's all part of the adventure. It's all part of growing. Fundamentally, is expand that comfort zone. Going somewhere different. Going somewhere unique. It's all part of life. To do daring, tenacious things. Balls of steel. I did a video about that. Exactly. Just I want to do this, I want to do that. Climb mountains, go here, go there. Make it happen. Otherwise, it's tomorrow, next week, next month, maybe, soon, perhaps. I don't know, later. That has its place. In a sense of, okay, I can't do that today, but I need to sort this out first, and this makes sense, and afterwards this, like dominoes, this and this and this and this, so all falls into place. But too much of that, later, next month, next year, next decade, never happens. Before you know it, it never happens. So that, powerful stuff. There's more nuance to life. There's a lot of nuance to life, but yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.